Okay, I am back. Let's read some more encyclopedia.
My knowledge
We're
is yours.
almost caught up.
What
I've been
subject
like
shall we
reading a
consider
lot
today?
and not like progressing the game really. So like we're almost there. Orchestrion, a curious clockwork contraption that is able to perform several different musical compositions at the flick of a switch. Wyvern tail, the elegant white flower that is a symbol of the Holy Empire of Sambrek. Missives. The second simplest method of long-distance communication used in Valistea, after whispering one's message to a traveling trader and trusting in the strength of their memory. Though letters are more prone to interception than stoluses, they have the advantage that they can be sent to those one does not know. The major disadvantage that the majority of the common folk of the Twins can neither read nor write, limiting their exchange to those of a certain level of education. Efforts are underway to offer such an education to the bearers of the hideaway, and many are already more confident readers and writers than their former masters. Notorious marks. While afield on their expeditionary excursions, the Cursebreakers will often learn of creatures, or somewhat unsurprisingly humans, that, for reasons varying from the loss of natural habitat or lack of food to overexposure to ether, have begun to exhibit uncharacteristically violent behavior. Due to the threat they pose to the realm and her peaceable inhabitants, these terrors are deemed notorious marks, and a bounty placed on their heads. The Journal of Moss. The Annals of Moss, the chronicler, a scholar of Valistean history, noted not only for his singular insight, but for the lyricism of his writing, an exceptionalism that earned him the enmity of his fellow scholars and drove him from public life. Such were their misgivings towards him that only a handful of copies of the journal were ever produced, making the tome a prized find among collectors. The Saint and the Sectary, a beloved Valistean fable wherein the good knight Sir Crandall of Camelot, servant of Saint Sybil the Unshod, does battle against the evil warlock Madu. The story was a favorite of the young Clive Rosfield, and he would often act out scenes with his uncle, the young knight naturally taking the role of Sir Crandall and his rumbustious Uncle Byron, making a convincing Madu. I was taken aback slightly by Camelot, and I was like, hold on. Camelot, what the fuck? Vessel, a name that the being known as Ultima gives to Clive. It appears to be synonymous with mythos. Ooh. It's just lay of the land. A new thing after the fall of Drake's Head, Valistea, a realm comprising the twin continents of Storm and Ash, over which the Mother Crystals stand timeless vigil. Timeless, that is, until Sid and his disciples commenced their campaign to bring each one, starting with Drake's Head, crashing down, spreading chaos and confusion throughout the great cities and nations of Valistea. Yeah, Drake's Head was the first one. That was a while ago at this point. How many, there's not that many places I have to read. Not that many. White Worm Castle, the towering citadel from which the Holy Emperor of Sambrek rules over the entirety of his demesne. I've seen that word so many times over the years. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Demesne? Demesne? With the Mother Crystal rising above it and the imperial capital of Oriflamme spread below, this ivory edifice is truly a wonder to behold. Drake's Head. I don't know if I ever read the basic information. Probably did. Drake's Head towers over the holy capital of Oriflamme, its mighty form, a testament to the power and permanence of the Empire. However, mysterious ether floods and the specter of the ever-encroaching blight have led some in power to call that permanence into question. The Mother Crystal, upon whose wings did Sambrek ascend to geopolitical supremacy, it towered over the holy capital of Oriflamme, its mighty silhouette, a testament to the power and permanence of the Empire. And then, in the year 873, it fell at the hand of Sid the Outlaw. Fall of Drake's Head. In the year 873, Sid the Outlaw, along with certain of his allies, infiltrated the Sambrekwa capital of Oriflamme, bringing down its Mother Crystal in a daring and unprecedented attack. Investigations after the fact concluded that the infiltrators took advantage of the disturbance caused by an ether flood to gain entry to the Empire's holy sanctum. In the aftermath of the incident, Sid was declared a wanted man, and the faction he led a criminal enterprise to be hounded across Valistea. The The Holy Knights Dragoon, elite troops of the Holy Empire of Sembrek, led by Prince Dion Lesage. Drawn largely from the nobility of the realm, their status as Knights of the Sacred Dragon affords them still higher standing in the eyes of the people. In the Battle of the Borderlands in 873, as in so many conflicts down the years, they proudly led the charge as the Empire entered the fray. The Black Shields, an order of knights instituted by Empress Annabella in one of her first acts as viceroy of the newly established imperial province of Rosaria. They are tasked with purging the impurities from the province, which in practice primarily involves slaying bearers upon the slightest pretexts. While they are most often march in small groups, their main host has been known to rally together to conduct large-scale raids. They are tasked with purging the impurities from the province, to which end they conduct callings of both bearers and those judged to be ducal loyalists. The Council of Elders, advisors to the Holy Emperor of Sembrek and the highest body of government in the Empire. The council consists of 5 cardinals of the Gregorian Church who are intended to rule in the Empire's stead. The Emperor, meanwhile, is expected to serve as a constitutional monarch, but there is little to prevent one who wishes to impose their will upon the council from playing a more autocratic role. We had the 5 cardinals. This is good to read now because we're probably going to be dealing with the main head of the empire pretty quickly here, story-wise, I assume. The senior statesmen that make up the highest office of government in Sembrek after the emperor himself, the Council of Elders. The council is comprised of the High Cardinal, representative of Central Sembrek and the Holy Capital Orflam, and the 4 cardinals who administer the outer provinces, the northern, southern, eastern, and western seas. The Lord Chief Justice, the highest-ranking judge in the Sambrekois judiciary. Quintin served under the previous holder of the office and respected the man deeply for supporting him in his crusade to rid the ranks of corruption. However, all this was to change when he discovered that his idol hunted bearers for sport. The Lord Chief Justice's backing for Quintin no more than a veil of morality to disguise the rot beneath. Quintin turned his ire upon the man, only to be met with swift and severe retribution, the slaughter of his entire family. The Vice-Regency. After the incorporation of Rosaria into the Empire, Emperor Sylvester elected not to rule the new province directly, but to make of it a Vice-Regency with Rosalith as its provincial capital. The imperial province incorporating the lands that were once Rosaria, ruled over by Annabella, former Duchess of Rosaria. One of her first acts as viceroy was to institute a new order of knights, the Black Shields, who were dispatched to every corner of the province to maintain order. They would later come to serve as her personal army, settling her grievances against bearers and ducal loyalists. Lostwing. I don't know if I ever read this village was a secret thing. Presently, its obscurity serves as the cover to mask its burgeoning status as a safe haven for bearers who work the nearby vineyards for Quintin, elderman and co-conspirator of Sid's, while casks of Galton de Rouge aged in Lostwing cellar provide the village with much-needed income. I think I did read that. Lostwing, a settlement located in central Sembrek. Oh, this is all different, maybe. It had fallen almost entirely into ruin after new roads bypassed it. That is, until Quintin, a co-conspirator of Sid's, took it upon himself to rebuild it. His chief aim in doing so was to amass enough manpower to take revenge on the Lord Chief Justice of Sembrek, and he found no shortage of others who had suffered at the man's hands willing to join him. Fearing this coming retribution, the Lord Chief Justice set the Black Shields to seek out the village in order to destroy it. Well then. That's enough for now. We're almost caught up though. It's really not that many. It's maybe like another 15, 20 entries.
Always welcome, Clive.
No. Where's Jill?
There's talk.
Aha.
Keep them pilchers nice and chilled. I won't have you.
Are those Pepio nuts? Can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
You'll not
It
find
sounds
them.
easy enough.
Fresh cuts. Come and get them before they're gone.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine.
Imagine if I didn't have 10 gil.
You're always welcome here in Lostwing.
That'd be kind of funny, honestly. It's like, fuck, I have to go out and kill some things or sell something.
Buy, sell, or be gone.
I may as well buy a potion while I'm
If
here.
that's what you want.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
All anyone ever wants anymore is water and grub. How am I supposed to make a living?
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
I could go for a pie right now.
And I saw
I don't know
some
if anything
bread.
is... I don't know how late things are open. I moved to a bigger city, so like... I
Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make.
was living in a town where literally
think?
the entire
Thought we
town
might get some soup to dip it
is
in.
shut down by
But
8.
then I tried
Most
to
of it
find
shut
the
down
butcher's
at like
dry-cured
5.
ham, and it was just...
But like, grocery stores were
You
done by
alright?
8, and like the gas station convenience store was open
Sorry.
till like 10 or 11,
It's just... you're right.
and that was it.
I really do feel like a child again being
So I'm
here
looking
with
at it, I'm
you.
like, oh yeah, it's 10:30. There's shit, like it's shit's, there's like, there's 24-hour stuff. If it's
Life.
really late at night, I can just go find. I mean, it'd be a bit of a longer drive for
Is it
me,
wrong of me
but
to
like I
enjoy
can
this?
I can just go and get some stuff in the middle of the night if I really want to.
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive.
It feels weird that it feels weird. I got used to life being a certain way, and now I'm back to what life used to be for me. Now I'm like, wait. There's like 7-Elevens and stuff open 24 hours.
Well,
I actually don't know where the
I
closest one would
suppose we
be.
best be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I don't think anything would be close enough for me to
too.
just go on a whim. It's not like a 2-minute drive. It's like a 10 to 15-minute drive. Just to get there. So I'd have to really want something. But I have the
Welcome
option.
back. I hope you two had fun while I was busy helping Harpocrates.
She sounds a little bitter.
How's
I
work on
didn't
the
get to
shielding
go
progressing,
shopping.
Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
Yes. I'm not gonna read more encyclopedia right now. It's too soon. Too soon.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Didgeridoo. My, oh my, what a wonderful day.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
But if you need precision, don't you want like a smaller hammer for the precision? Whatever, he's the expert, not me. I hope we get to see this engine. Oh, that's it right there. Nice.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you?
I need 4 of
The
them.
Enterprise has 4 Mythril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming.
Uh-huh.
Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown, searching for a land untouched by the Blight, just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I never did that, did I?
Was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh. Where's the side quest? The side quests. And a new missive? Wait, hold on, what? Is the side quest based on the missive? Is there anything else? There aren't new hunts too, are there? What about the world map? Is there anything on the world map? No. Really want this thing to go away. Pretty sure it's just an appearance.
He cracked the crystal too. Joking.
Okay. Well, Blackthorn. Cheers for your help dragging Blackthorn out of the dumps the other day. Thing is, I reckon he's gotten thrown himself back in, judging by the droop of his jowls lately. So I'm thinking maybe it weren't just the leather what was on his mind. Maybe there's other demons jabbing their pitchforks into his privates. I know you're a busy bloke, but next time you find yourself free, maybe we could go and ask the old bastard what's got him so hot and bothered. Assuming it ain't just the forge.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Bad feeling. Clive, something ain't right with that hound of yours. When it pleases your lordship, can pay me a visit at the toll. Can do.
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Da-na-na-na. Off the record. I was thumbing through the hideaway ledgers at Otto's behest and might have come across something that might need your attention. Maybe. And by that I mean immediately. You know where I'll be. Okay.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Maybe Otto's the problem. Otto's been stealing money. We have to kill him.
Blackthorn, you have a moment.
It's funny, every time
Really? No.
every time he sees, he's like, "Go and leave me alone," and then we immediately have a quest to go talk to him about.
To ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations.
Why you gotta be like
I
that?
didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Why is she gotta be like that? She's always like that. Why is she gotta just be like
You're looking well, Karen.
nasty?
What you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignat's
What is
Dalmatian
mooning mean?
bloke, collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
That could
I
that could
appreciate
mean
the warning.
anything from you.
Thank you, Clive.
The nobleman who visited. Was that...
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. A Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it.
What is
If we
surfeit?
assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Mm-hmm.
My knowledge is yours. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
I'm not going to read very
What
many,
subject
but I'm going to
shall we
read
consider
some.
today?
Apparently we have a new mystery. Oh, the Mythril engine. The technology designed to propel the Hideaway's flagship, the Enterprise, across the seas at heretofore inconceivable speeds. It is not fueled by magic, but by Mythril, a hard, inert substance refined from deadland soil. Inert, that is, unless burned at blistering temperatures, whence it releases all the energy stored within, for which reason cooling is required in the form of a 3-piece thermal displacement stack. Cool. Or not cool, depending on your you're thinking about it. Northreach, following the fall of Drake's Head, when Sanbreque moved its capital to the Crystalline Dominion, Northreach went from being a vital gateway to the seat of the Empire to a forgotten country backwater in a matter of moons. With the fall of Drake's Head, the ether was soon leached from the lands around it, leaving the field fallow, and the once thriving environs barren and lifeless. That's depressing. The Vale, Northreach's premier house of companionship. While it is frequented mainly by Sanbreque's nobility and military, Lady Isabel welcomes all with the desire and the coin to partake of the pleasures her skilled courtesans and courtiers offer. Few establishments in the Empire are as well loved or as oft visited. Moor, a farming village located in the rye fields of the Royal Meadows, not far from the Sanbreque capital of Orflam. Her residents harbor a strong hatred for bearers, more even than elsewhere in the Empire, making it a very dangerous place to visit for those who bear the brand. The ascension of Emperor Olivier. Holy Emperor Sylvester Lesage handed power to Olivier, his second-born son and only child by the Empress Annabella, in a turn of events that shocked a nation. None was more shocked, however, than his firstborn son Dion, who was presiding over troop movements in the area surrounding the Crystalline Dominion when the news first reached him. Glorious, a key strategic point in central Sanbreque. Its location just south of Orflam makes it a vital first line of defense against any assault on the Holy Capital. The road from Northreach to Cair Norvent and beyond to the Crystal Belt bisects the area, ensuring a constant traffic of Sanbreque soldiers and traveling merchants. The Dragon's Area, a gentle sloping plain stretching east from the Sanbreque checkpoint of Northreach. As the name implies, it is heavily populated with all manner of wild worms, and as such the lands remain relatively unspoiled by mankind. The Breadbasket, a region overlooking the Strait of Altha in the eastern part of Sanbreque. The bounty provided by its rich soil fed the Empire for generations until the ever-encroaching blight intervened, displacing thousands in the process, a disturbance which played no small part in the troubles that were later to engulf the imperial capital. The Dalmekian Republic. Destabilization, a nation formed from the Federation of 5 smaller states, is located in the southern half of the continent of Storm and has its capital at Randala. Having lost both Drake's Fang and the Mighty Titan, the political situation in Dalmekia has deteriorated drastically, the government scrambling to withdraw their troops from the ill-starred siege of the Crystalline Dominion that they might be redeployed to quell the unfolding chaos at home. Ugh.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Not much left. Not much left.
Myth told me she was building a ship.
Oh, hey,
Is that
Gail.
you done then? Mid's not roped you into building the rest of the board, has she?
Not quite. Okay, no new hunts. I thought there might have been just because suddenly a ton new side quests.
Did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Whispering?
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. Zero, you might say.
How do you fuck up that
I'm
bad?
straightening it out,
How are
I
you never
swear, but
straight?
It's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Be late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
500 talents is 5 million?
5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility. And it was my decision to entrust them to you.
And I can't remember her name, but she's just in the background like, oh my god.
I can always ask my uncle.
We owe like 15 million gil.
And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, I'm dumb as
The
rocks.
rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
That's fine. I don't want to talk to Karen again anyway.
I'm sure Karen will understand.
She is a bit of a Karen.
Do you think so?
You know.
No, I don't.
I basically have to go to every settlement I've been to with these side quests.
Need some help tidying up.
Well, that's it then. I'm buggered. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's
Sure.
hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bung in a solution you want splitting, and it'll separate it out just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame ain't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
Does that mean if I go to the hunt boards, there's going to be a hunt there now?
Thank you kindly. And a good hunting, eh?
Oh, it is on the hunt board. That's literally my next objective. It's a shame I can't track more. There's clearly room on the screen for it. Let me just see the board itself first. Oh, it is on the board. Bomb King, a curse breaker aiming for the Imperial chase, took a wrong turn into a nearby wood, within which she discovered the ruins of a fallen airship, and within them, a beast akin to a great ball of fire that chased her screaming from the grove. The soldier later identified the creature in the Almanac of Echoes, but was firm in her insistence that the bomb she saw was near 10 times the size of the one depicted therein. The Imperial chase took a turn in the... I don't know where that's supposed to be. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe Nectar is gonna tell me. Ask about the sightings. Are you on the hunt for a Bomb King, Kupo? If so, I have a billet that might interest you. Maybe because it's a side quest, it'll tell me. Use the hunt board to locate the Bomb King. Imperial chase, wrong turn into a woods. No fucking clue. And it ain't telling me either. It ain't pointed it out. I don't know. I don't know. I'll end up doing that one last, I think. I'm gonna do all these other quests first.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
One of 3 brilliant gemstones acquired and set aside by Sid for a rainy day. Otto now deems that day to have arrived and wishes to use the rubies to pay off 3 outstanding debts delayed to Karen, Martha, and Martha of Martha's Rest and Isabella of the Vale. It was purple. I felt the need to read that one.
Star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither.
Well...
That, and you keep good company.
Little bit.
I suppose I do.
Alright, we're off to Cressida. I'm assuming it's going to turn into like a mini boss fight.
Naught but wild beasts this end. All their twisted talons and gruesome maws used to turn my stomach. That was before I heard about the Black Shields.
Faster!
I saw the item, but I'm gonna pass this time. It's just gonna be like a random material that I already have several hundred of.
Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Do I have to kill a bunch of regular ones so that, although they're all elders, okay?
Yeah, we'll find one bigger than that.
I mean, they are pretty big. Just because you're full health. Wow, it didn't one-shot. That's impressive. No damage.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
I gotta talk to Karen. Kind of felt like a quest where I didn't have anyone to report to, but I guess I gotta report to fucking Karen.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
What? I have 5, not 1. What?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I don't know what it is.
Just on my way to see him.
I never really had a problem with Karen until tonight, and now I'm just like, wow, fuck you, I hate you. Like... Maybe I'm just in a mood, I don't know. I did randomly out of complete nowhere. I have like a work memory.
Were you able to
pop up
locate your quarry?
From like 8 years ago at this point. I don't know how long ago it was, but it was like, it annoyed me, and I was sitting here just playing this, and for some reason it popped in my head, and then a memory replayed out of nowhere, and I'm like, I'm fucking annoyed now. I'm like, I don't know why that popped in my head.
Indeed, Lawsman.
Maybe that's why Karen's
Boys are
bugging me, because I'm just, maybe I'm just in a mood.
And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me.
What I don't understand is why my brain felt the need to replay that memory. Like, it's like an intrusive thought thing, but it's like, it's a memory from a job from so long ago. I don't even, like, talk to any of those coworkers anymore. Like, I don't... It's not like there's anything unresolved, really. It's just like an annoying time. Like, why does I have to assume everyone's brain does this, because I would hate to think it's just me. That, like, out of nowhere, my brain will just dredge up something that annoyed me, or something that embarrassed me, or something that whatever, but it has no bearing on like current day, because it's like they're really old memories as well. And it's just like, why trudge this up?
After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
I wonder what his like level is in the menu. Ooh. Increase Torgal's attack potency. What do I have equipped? Lightning. Oh, I'm not even using lightning rod now, so yeah, let's do that. Is this lunge damage? I do lunge all the time. XP. Yeah, why not? Oh yeah, I was gonna look at attributes. A lading loser? Okay. I don't know what his level's based on. Like, is it just tied to my level? It's very unclear.
There's talk at the glass gate.
Did you hear? The gate's to heaven.
I want to see you again tonight. But the captain's late with our pay. It's all right. I'll be waiting.
The sexy courtier.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc? Still no carrot.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me.
She thought it was a gift, like straight
Tell
up.
Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
This is news to me. I guess it's news to
Long
Clive.
ago. Yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Goat will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Oh, he doesn't have like a black eye or anything.
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, God.
Wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
What if I just don't? And while I'm here, I'm gonna reread the description for this hunt. Aiming for the Imperial Chase. Wrong turn into a nearby wood. I don't know what the Imperial Chase is. Discover the ruins of a fallen airship, and within them a beast akin to a great ball of fire. Imperial Chase. I have no fucking clue where this is. God,
told me
I
she was
talk to
building a
Karen
ship.
again.
Is
Ugh.
that the thing Tomes helped?
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I'm actually not sure who she's talking about, unless it's like the Veil Lady.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones.
Yeah. I
Thanks
took
to this
care of
lot.
it.
I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Isn't it your job to handle the ledgers? Oh,
So
Jesus.
you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again.
I get the euphemism. He knocked a girl up.
Before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have?
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man.
The side quests tonight have been a lot more meaty than like all of them up to this point. A lot of them were like a quick conversation about this, growing some fruits on some trees.
This is Sid's handwriting.
And all night tonight is like backstory, 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 fucking hidden story with the Lost Wing and like going to war. And it's like, what the fuck?
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
He's in charge of the books.
Go with the helm.
And that's, oh god.
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
3, 7.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Displayed in Clive chambers. According to Otto, Sid never once washed his goblet, despite using it every day for both wine and small beer. I won't have it said that I'm a poor host, Sid. Okay, well, I've kind of had my fill of FF16 for the night. I'm gonna call it here. I feel like I didn't get anywhere. It was all side quests, encyclopedia, side quest. There's a lot right now. Didn't do any like main events. I always at least do like one like main event that like counts as like a stage in that stone, the red stone. Not tonight, I guess. But yeah. If you enjoyed your time here, feel free to follow if you're not done so already. But until next time, thanks for hanging out.